This is 1815, basically the end of my Brandenburg playthrough. I formed Prussia, formed Germany, crushed the entire Holy Roman Empire. You can actually see the Holy Roman Empire was formed by Austria right at the very end of the game, but it's so tiny, it's ridiculous. The goal of anyone playing the Prussian state is to have an unbeatable, unstoppable, awesome army of doom. So I took all of the military ideas, and got 10 years ahead on military tech. So you get these battles where it's insanely one-sided and you just like crush everything. So let's have fun looking at that. We got 100,000 Ottoman troops here, and we can just kind of walk in and kill them. So let's take a look at who I'm fighting. Currently, everyone in the world, right? Because the fun of being insanely powerful is using that power to fight a 200 versus 600,000 troop battle and easily win it, right? Right? And the problem I had is that yes, this is a good end game goal, and yes, it's crazy fun once you get here. Like right now, just being able to walk into 100,000 troops and have them evaporate before the combat screen even comes up, that's pretty fun, I gotta say, man. But it takes so long to get there because you have to finish all of the military ideas and get ahead on military tech. So it takes a lot of military points. So the real test of a game, by the way, you can see I'm like 64% and 60% war score against the entire world. Pretty ridiculous. Things just like evaporate in 1 second, and you get 10 war score from every fight. So you can actually win a war. Like the max war score you can get from battles is only 40. You can see how it says plus 40 from battles right there. You can win holy wars and cleansing of heresy wars and anything that just has a show superiority war goal. You can win those in like 4 seconds. You just put a pile of 100,000 troops somewhere, and then they'll throw 200,000 troops into you, thinking that 2 to 1 is good odds. Like, look at this. They just attack you, and they're like, I got this, and then they just immediately evaporate and die. So 11.6 morale. It actually goes up higher because I got minus 7% from war exhaustion, and max battle tactics 70,000 artillery, like not even very much infantry at all. I'm just mostly artillery, and then 155 discipline is where it's really kind of crazy. The morale plus discipline just means that right at the very first second that the battle starts, they're already at half morale, and then as the battle progresses, they just all get eliminated. So the real way to kill, as you can see, like 60,000 troops is you have to beat them before the timer. You have to break their morale before the timer ticks down past, like, I don't know, 20 days or whatever it is. So if you get almost that good but not quite that good, then you're not going to kill anyone. You're just going to shatter them and they're going to retreat. So there's this like cutoff point at which you just start eliminating armies every time you fight them. So here's Muscovy deciding to attack my 23,000 troops with their 100,000 troops, and we're going to go super speed and get in there. So what really makes the Prussian armies crazy good isn't so much the discipline you get from the discipline idea. Where is it? Like plus 20% morale of armies and 10% discipline. What really makes them awesome is this 100 army tradition. Your army tradition that you get from your Prussian traditions of plus 0.5, and then it decays slower as well, mixed with some of the army tech ideas, means that you get plus 25% morale, plus 50% manpower recovery speed, and plus 10% recovery of army morale, as well as a bunch of, I guess it's just the morale that you get. I thought you got discipline from it too, but anyway. Boom. Anyway, so I like the results. I like you play all this time, and in the end you get to take on the entire world and just crush everyone. But the problem is that in order to get there, you have to spend a really long time as a pretty weak nation forming Prussia and then forming Germany, and then so like you have to rely on allies the entire time. Like I've been allied with France the entire game, And in order to crush the Holy Roman Empire, I used Muscovy as an ally, and I used a little bit of Sweden as an ally, and sometimes the Ottomans as an ally. And I kind of find that when your allies are more powerful than you are, doesn't matter how awesome your troops are, it feels a little bit cheap. You know, it feels like I could just AFK and win this war because I'm allied with France, kind of thing, you know? But if you don't ally with France, you'll die, because it's not like you're militarily powerful enough to take on, for example, Sweden. If Sweden had double your troops, their army actually fights about as well as Prussia. I mean, Prussia is insanely good compared to Muscovy. You can just walk in and kill 100,000 Muscovian troops without losing a single guy. And I can do that to Portugal, and I can do that to Spain, and I can do that to Great Britain. I can do it to anybody who commits to colonization, anyone who commits to getting money from trade, anyone who is an Eastern or a Muslim tech path, right? But you can't do that to France, and you can't do that to Austria, and you can't do that to Sweden, because they're traditional ground armies as well. So against them, you're just kind of even, and you have to take the size of your army compared to the size of their army like you always would. And that means that you have to be allied with one of them, or else you can't take any of them. Which means that for most of the game, you're reliant on your allies to fight a lot of your battles for you, and that kind of cheapens the experience. Like, I love it right now, walking around and just killing everyone, and being able to fight the whole world at once, and being able to say, oh, I've got about 1.2 million people attacking me right now, and I am in no danger of dying in any way. Like, I can crush all of them easily. And that's kind of cool. But it took so long to get here. I think it took like 70 hours of playing this Brandenburg playthrough before I got to this point of invulnerability where you can just be like, so I don't know. I don't think I recommend it. Don't try this, man. Don't try this at home. But it is cool once you get there. Anyway, as far as score goes, I never really got to the top of the line. So force limits, I'm still behind Muscovy in force limits, and on income, I'm still behind most of the world on income. I'm like 5th. Like, Great Britain has 300 income from trade, and I only have 85. I actually have 200 income from trade when I'm not fighting a battle, but because they have more heavy ships when I am fighting a battle, it's like unwinnable. So there you go.